This is frequency 404, Sector 7. Broadcast initiated at 0600 hours UTC, day 1108 since the global collapse. If you're hearing this, it means your receiver is still functioning. It means you're still out there. Somewhere. I'm Dr. Elliot Voss. I was a virologist. Or maybe that title doesn't mean much anymore. The world we knew is gone. No more countries, no more internet, no rescue missions, just scattered voices whispering into the dark. This is my 400th transmission. I speak not to teach, but to remind. This happened. And if we're ever to rebuild, someone needs to remember how it all fell apart. January 2029. They called it a superflu at first. Cases started in Kinshasa, then Manila, then Oslo. No clear pattern, no patient zero. Symptoms were aggressive: fever, seizures, tissue necrosis. But the real danger wasn't what it did to the body. It was what it did to the mind. Next flu 22 had neurological effects we didn't understand. Victims became disoriented, violent, irrational. Some lost speech. Others lost inhibition. Some lost the will to live. And then, they just stopped breathing. It wasn't just respiratory. It wasn't just viral. We suspect it was bioengineered. No natural mutation behaves like this. It adapted. It anticipated treatments. It evolved. By the time WHO declared a global emergency, 38 countries had already sealed their borders. But you can't wall off the wind. Within 90 days, the death toll surpassed COVID, SARS, Ebola, and the Spanish flu combined. And that was just the beginning. We didn't go out in fire. No mushroom clouds. No alien invasions. Just silence. Hospitals became morgues. Cities turned into ghost towns. Military was deployed, then recalled, then disappeared. The few who tried to enforce quarantines didn't last. The virus didn't care about uniforms. In New York, drones flew for weeks over empty avenues, issuing automated instructions no one followed. In Tokyo, the lights flickered for days after the last engineers died. In São Paulo, the slums were wiped out in a week. And in Moscow, there was one final broadcast. Then nothing. We watched governments crumble not in a flash, but in confusion. Leaders infected, decision-makers paralyzed. In some places, people turned on each other. In others, they just lay down and waited. The internet lasted a bit longer than expected, but once the undersea cables failed, that was it. We went dark, and the silence was deafening. There are stories, whispers, of people who caught next flu 22 and survived. We've encountered 5 such individuals over the last 2 years. They called them clean bloods. They carried no symptoms, no decay, no neural breakdown. Some even had heightened senses, stronger memory, sharper reflexes. But for every immune we met, 3 more died under mysterious circumstances. Some were hunted by desperate survivors hoping to use their blood. Others were taken by groups claiming to be building a new order, using the clean bloods as test subjects. And one just walked into the ocean and never came back. Are they the future? Or just another mutation waiting to explode? We've analyzed some of their samples. There's a protein chain that doesn't match anything in human biology. It's like something inserted itself into our DNA. Alien, artificial, divine. I don't know. But if hope has a shape, it might be in their blood. The world is divided now into 3 unofficial zones. Red zones are areas of complete collapse, uninhabitable, toxic, with a 100% contamination rate. We lost entire cities that way. Paris, Mumbai, Seattle, gone. Entry into a red zone is suicide. Yellow zones are transitional. Survivors with weak infrastructure, partial contamination, constant danger. We've received scattered messages from places like Iceland, Patagonia, parts of inland Africa. They might hold out longer, but not forever. And then there are the gray zones, places unconfirmed, whispered about. The Ark in Argentina, the Borealis station under the Arctic. Some say there's a city floating off the coast of Greenland, immune to the virus. But no proof. Just radio static and dying batteries. Here in Sector 7, we're somewhere between yellow and red. The air is filtered. Our food is rationed. But every day we lose another generator, another person, another piece of hope. There were plans. Always are. The Phoenix Project, the World Seed Vault. Even NASA tried launching a biological ark into orbit. It never made it. A lot of good people died trying to preserve what was left. Some tried restarting society underground. But those bunkers weren't meant for this long. Ventilation failed. Water supplies spoiled. People turned on each other. Others formed communes, settlements, even tribes. But Next Flu 22 isn't gone. It's dormant, hiding in hosts, in animals, in air particles. And when it resurfaces, it burns through populations like dry grass. Rebuilding isn't impossible, but for now, it's just postponed. I lost my daughter to this. Her name was Lily. She was 6. She used to draw stars on the walls of our bunker, believing that someday we'd see the real ones again. She died in my arms, peacefully, quietly, and I buried her with her crayons. Because in this world, color is rare. So if you're listening, if you're alive, don't give up. There's still beauty in this world, still life, still a chance, no matter how small. This is Frequency 404. We broadcast every 12 hours. This loop will repeat until the transmitter fails. Until then, stay warm, stay hidden, and please, stay human.
This was the last recording of Elliot Voss. My name is Justin, and I found this recording in 2035, about 2 years after it was made. Listening to it, it hits hard. I never had the chance to meet Elliot. He was alone in Sector 7 when he recorded this, and now that place is nothing but a forgotten ghost, abandoned, empty. A place that used to hold so many answers, now just ruins. Things have changed since then. The population of the world has dropped to around 10 million. It's still hard to believe how quickly everything spiraled, but life has somehow started to find a new rhythm. It's nothing like the world we once knew, though. It's a fragile new existence, one that feels almost surreal. Sector 7, the last bastion of those trying to understand the virus, is now a shell. The effort to rebuild seems almost impossible, but it's happening in small, quiet ways. People are rebuilding, but it's not a return to the past. We're in the ashes of what once was, and we all know that something as simple as a virus can destroy it all again in an instant. I don't know what drove Elliot to leave behind this recording. Maybe he felt he was the last to carry the weight of what had happened. But I do know that even though things have improved, the questions about what went wrong still linger. Elliot was searching for answers. So am I. The message here is unfinished. His story, my story, is still being written. The world may have started to heal, but there's something in the silence that remains unsaid. Something in this place. Something in his words. I think we're only starting to understand how deep this story goes. Or maybe this is the end of it, even if it feels unfinished.